16. Most expensive dogs in the world. Number 1. Tibetan Mastiff, $7,000 to $1.9 million. Of the 10 most expensive dogs in the world, this is the priciest. The Tibetan Mastiff is one of the largest dogs in the world. They originally came from China and Nepal. These dogs are very beautiful and very rare, which is why they cost so much. The Tibetan Mastiffs that cost closer to $7,000 are typically not purebreds. The purebreds are extremely rare, which is why they can cost over $1 million. For example, in 2013, a purebred was sold in China for $1.5 million. It's also been reported that a Tibetan Mastiff with lion's blood sold for $1.9 million. Number 2. Samoyed, $4,000 to $10,000. The Samoyed is expensive for a few reasons other than how adorable they are. For starters, they have hypoallergenic fur, which is relatively rare in dogs. This makes it possible for a person with a dog allergy to still adopt a dog. Another reason these dogs are so expensive is that they're hard to breed. Therefore, there are not too many around. These dogs love to play, they love to dig, and they make a great family dog. Number 3. CHOW, $3,000 to $9,000. This dog was originally bred in China. There are 2 reasons the dog is so expensive. First, they are very rare. Second, the dog's lion-like appearance also increases the price tag. These dogs are known for being relatively dangerous. However, they're famous for being loyal to their owners as well. If you want to make this dog the newest member of your family, you can be sure the dog will protect you all. Number 4. German Shepherd, $6,500. German Shepherds are great family pets. They're very protective of their owners and they have a very strong work ethic. This is why they're often used by the police and the military. If you're looking for a German Shepherd with strong working bloodlines, you can expect to pay much more for the dog due to the expenses in training and breeding. If you can afford to buy a German Shepherd, you should expect additional costs along the way. These dogs tend to eat a lot, and they do better when trained by a professional. Number 5. Rottweilers, up to $7,000. The Rottweiler was originally bred to be a pulling dog. These dogs are very protective and fearless. This breed is relatively common, however, they are still expensive. You can find an affordable Rottweiler if you look hard enough. If you insist on owning a Rottweiler that has champion bloodlines, you better be ready to spend up to $7,000. After you pay for your Rottweiler, the expenses don't stop there. These dogs tend to have plenty of health issues that can make visits to the vet very frequent and very costly. Number 6. Teacup Chihuahua, $5,000. The teacup Chihuahua is much smaller and more expensive than a typical Chihuahua. These dogs became famous when they became a fashion accessory for many famous women in Hollywood. Because the teacup Chihuahua has celebrity status, their price is very high. Purebred teacup Chihuahuas can cost as much as $5,000. Smaller dogs and dogs with champion bloodlines can cost even more than that. These dogs are tiny, adorable, and they can also be aggressive. The Chihuahua typically bonds with one family member who becomes their favorite member of the family. Number 7. Chinese Crested Hairless, $5,000. These dogs are extremely unique, which is why they are so expensive. The Chinese Crested Hairless has hair only on his tail, feet, and head. The rest of him is bald. This is considered to be an exotic breed, which is what hikes the price up so high. Number 8. Akita, $4,500. There are a few strains of Akitas and they are all expensive. The Akita Inu and the American Akita are very expensive. They can cost up to $4,500. The purebred Japanese Akita sells for even more, especially if they are sold outside of Japan. These dogs are very strong and dominant. They need to be properly trained if you're going to have more than one dog. What makes these dogs even more unique is that they sometimes behave like cats. Not only do they clean themselves, they also clean their owners. Number 9. Cane Corso, $1,500 to $4,000. The Cane Corso looks like a beast. However, it's actually a very gentle breed of dog as long as he is properly trained. These dogs need proper handling and firm discipline, which is often best handled by a professional. Not only is the dog expensive to buy, but feeding and training can also be quite costly. Unless you can afford to keep spending money on this dog after the initial payment, you should look at other dog breeds to adopt. Number 10. Doggo Argentino, $3,900. These dogs look very majestic and very scary. Many people adopt these dogs to guard their home and their family. The price to buy this breed as a puppy is very expensive. After you've purchased the puppy, you need to pay a professional to train the dog. If the Doggo Argentino's not properly trained, it can be dangerous. Number 11. Azawak, $3,000. The Azawak is one of the only breeds of dog that comes from Africa. Part of the reason that this dog is so expensive is that the cost to import the dog to the United States is so high. These dogs can run up to 40 miles per hour, which is faster than a greyhound. If you're going to adopt one of these dogs, you will need plenty of space. They need a lot of exercise. If an animal or an intruder is threatening the family, this dog will chase them off regardless of their size. Number 12. Lauchen, $3,000. Lauchen means little lion in German. These dogs closely resemble other toy breeds such as the Maltese, but they are much more difficult to find. This is part of the reason that the breed is so expensive. Each year, there are only a few hundred registered at official kennel clubs around the world. This dog is very playful and very smart. If you can find one and you can afford one, they do make wonderful companions. Number 13. Egyptian Pharaoh Hound, up to $3,000. Although this dog is called the Egyptian Pharaoh Hound, it's not an Egyptian breed. It's actually the national dog of Malta. These dogs are very rare, which makes them so expensive. What makes them even more expensive is the fact that they can do something other dogs cannot. When the Egyptian Pharaoh Hound is happy or excited, his nose and ears can blush. This breed has a regal look, and they are very athletic. It's also very intelligent. Many people look at these dogs believing that they are malnourished. However, they're not. It's just the dog's frame. Number 14. English Bulldogs, $3,000. English Bulldogs are a very popular breed among average people and celebrities. Adam Sandler, Howard Stern, Brad Pitt, and many other A-list celebrities have an English Bulldog of their own. These dogs are expensive, and it's usually due to the breeding process. Since there is a size discrepancy between the sexes, artificial insemination is often necessary to breed the dogs. Since this method is expensive, the dog is expensive as well. If you can afford to buy an English Bulldog, you should understand that the expenses won't stop there either. English Bulldogs are at high risk for hip dysplasia, elbow dysplasia, cancer, and heart conditions. These conditions require frequent vet visits, which can also be very expensive. The English Bulldog has a silly personality, and they're also very smart. It can be very easy to teach this dog unique tricks. Number 15. Saluki, $2,500. The Saluki dog is the royal dog of Egypt. Of all the domesticated dogs in the world, this is the oldest. The average cost of this dog is around $2,500. However, the cost of this dog depends on the breeder. If the dog is a male or a female, that can also affect the price. If the dog has champion bloodlines, it can increase the cost of the dog greatly. If you're planning to adopt one of these dogs to be a show dog, you should be prepared to pay a great deal of money. These dogs were originally used by hunters to track down gazelles. They are very independent, and they need a great deal of training. Number 16. The baby Bichon Frise, $1,000 and up. These dogs aren't as rare as some of the dogs on our list, but they are by far the cutest. This is one of the reasons they cost so much. These dogs are absolutely adorable, especially when you have your dog properly groomed. Buying these dogs when they are puppies are much more expensive than buying one when it's full grown. Buying a teacup version of this dog is even more expensive. Finally, pure white baby Bichons are the most expensive. Subscribe for more.